hope you're all doing well. Hope you're having a great week, and I hope you have an even better weekend if your week hasn't gone so well. So today I'm going to be talking about energy cultivation through fasting, and how cultivating your inner energy that's just awaiting for you to be tapped into will take you so far, and is actually limitless, endless, an endless stream of energy that's just waiting for you to unlock and waiting for you to truly tap into. I wrote on a few notes just because I didn't want to forget any points that I wanted to kind of get across. That's the first time I've actually written notes, just to kind of keep me on topic. Although, typically my lives and videos are intuitive, and I just kind of roll with the punches. But yeah, first things first, I wanted to mention that obviously when you start fasting, at first you might feel like you've got no energy, and I'm talking more specifically first and foremost about juice cleansing, juice fasting. That's how I started, but I guess before that I started with changing my diet, changing what I was consuming, through educating myself, watching stuff, experimenting and implementing the things that I've learned that way. So yeah, I think for me, when I made that transition with removing, let's say, the meats and all that sort of stuff first, I found that what was my first experiences? My first experiences was really going to the supermarket and not picking up meat. It was like, oh, I'm looking for other things now. It kind of opened your mind a little bit, first and foremost. It opened your mind to, I guess, society. It opens your mind up to society and your own patterns of behavior when purchasing foods. Obviously now you're making different choices. Now you're being more experimental, picking up items that you wouldn't usually, but you have more of a creative spark, especially when it comes down to food and consuming foods. Obviously after time I then started going into the juice fasting. So I only planned to do so many days, and then I ended up doing 200 days off the rip. But yeah, very early on I realized that this mindset of having to eat so many meals a day, having to snack throughout the day, was actually a lie. Because I was thinking, well, why do I feel like I've still got energy, and actually why do I feel like I can do more and have more energy? Like I can do a lot more and I have a lot more energy to be able to do these things. Over time, by researching, I'd realized that actually when you consume less, you actually get more. And when your body's in the right state and being able to utilize what you consume, you can actually get a whole lot more. And even now, even though I've been on my journey for a bit of time, I'm still learning, I'm still open, I'm still being able to cultivate and really tap into this internal energy source that we all have access to. So you then start to realize that you have increased energy without having to rely on food for fuel, and that's a whole mind shift within itself. Like a whole mind shift and a whole reprogramming to know that actually you don't have to rely on the thing of like having 2,500 calories, or having so much proteins, or having a main focus on proteins, and that's a whole nother thing. Or have to make sure I have so much fat. And I've been there when I used to go heavy hard in the gym and really be meal prepping, making sure, weighing all my food, making sure that I'm, you know, I'm getting all these different things. But actually, I never had more energy from it. And actually, I think, you know, if you're someone that's, you know, maybe working out and going heavy in the gym and wanting to gain weight, it's actually a tedious task of eating so much, because you get to a point where you don't actually want to be eating that much. Like, your body's, your internal system, your internal self knows that it doesn't even want to eat or want to eat that much, but we go past that point. We try and push ourselves, the no pain no gain, the, you know, all these things, and it's like, it's so unneeded and unnecessary. So yeah, so like, as you start making that transition and making those changes, you realize that actually you don't need so much, you don't need to eat so much, and actually you can get so much without eating so much, and without consuming so much, without doing so much. And yeah, less really is more. You know, it's not even a starving yourself, it's just you're being able to utilize the food that you're eating. And actually the foods that I'm consuming myself, like, is raw food, so there's life in the food still. There, you know, it's high, it's very hydrating because there's a lot of water content in the foods that I'm consuming. I'm not snacking throughout the day most days. More recently I've started dry fasting more, so I'm going longer dry fasting, and then I break my fast. So typical, like, I've been doing like maybe like between 15 to 19 hours of just dry fasting. I'm still able to get on with my day, I'm still able to work, I'm still able to run around, I'm still able to do everything I could do. But actually, I'm so much sharper, I'm so much more aware, I'm so much, I'm not saying I'm never calm, because I'm calm, but it's like a heightened calmness to me. I'm just in a it's like I guess it's almost like a meditative state consistently, or like all the time, whereas usually I'd say that I am, but not to this level. So you start to go into your internal pool of energy, and you're able to cultivate and do what you need to do more efficiently, I'd say. And you become more observative. Like, I'm an observer anyway, a non-judgmental observer. So I'm just an observer in everything, nature, life, people, everything I'm doing. But you just become more, I don't know, like, it's something you have to experience. I don't think words can really justify that feeling. Another thing is improved breath work and oxygen efficiency. So breath work is something I've been doing for a while now, and I read a book called The Tao of Health, Sex and Longevity, and I think this book is, I've tagged it into one of my links on in my bio. Very, very good book. I haven't finished it. It's almost like a religious book where you just can't read it all at once, so you just take your time with it. But yeah, so there's different ways. They talk a lot about breath work, and they talk a lot about how to breathe, and I'm trying to think, maybe I was, but I think I was a mouth breather before, but over time, like, I've obviously changed that, and now I'm a nose breather. So I actually inhale and exhale through my nose, and I have my tongue rested at the roof of my mouth, and that's what completes the circuit. That's what completes the, you know, everything's a circuit, everything's energy, anything is electric. So when you have your tongue placed on the roof of your mouth, and you have your mouth closed, and you breathe in and out through your nose, you actually complete that circuit. So you feel more, you actually cultivate your own energy, because the circuit is running, the circuit is complete. You know, if you separate the circuit, there's no electricity flowing. So I guess it probably makes sense to you, but that's something I would definitely dive into, something I would recommend for anyone. And yeah, improved oxygen efficiency. So obviously, when you're breathing through your nose, like, that's the right way of breathing. So like, the oxygen is able to go into different parts of your body. When you're mouth breathing, it's very shallow, and you can tell if you're a mouth breather or a nose breather. I guess maybe observe your breathing and see, and normally because I'm an observer, I can see that most people are mouth breathers. You can see their mouth open as they're breathing, or when people are angry, they start breathing heavy through their mouth. Like everything is connected with breath. Breath is life, it's prana, it's energy, it's chi, it's God, it's everything. Like you can live without food for so long, you can live without liquids for so long, but you can't live without the breath. The breath is so important. There are breatharians out there. If you've never heard of what a breatharian is, these are people that live on little to no food, yeah, basically they're just living off this chi, this energy, and that takes time to, if you're someone that's trying to get to that sort of a level, it takes time, and I don't think it's an intentional thing. I think it just happens. So yeah, I know that I feel the best when I'm in a dry state, when I've not consumed any liquids or not consumed any food. This is when I feel the most connected. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, what I'm talking about is, the topic today is energy cultivation through fasting. Okay, and my next point, one second, let's see where I'm gonna go. So my next point is okay, heightened spiritual awareness and mental clarity. So yeah, as you're fasting, you're cleaning and you're cleansing and you're unblocking those blocked energy channels. So you might have heard that the body keeps a score. So if your body keeps a score, when you're suppressing with foods and suppressing with other stuff or other external factors outside of yourself, it's very hard to tap into self at the highest level. So fasting normally does bring about a great awakening, because now you're not suppressing deep traumatic stuff or your internal problems, and you're able to start working on them, because there's nowhere for them to go apart from out, because you're no longer suppressing them with heavy dense foods or lifeless foods. A lot of the foods that we may be addicted to is connected to how the things that you go through in life. Sometimes you may consume a particular food that is connected to that experience. So that suppression could be connected with your crisps. You could be having crisps at a particular time when you was experiencing a particular thing. So that's something to be mindful about. Give me 1 second. So yeah, that's something to be mindful about. And mental clarity, like I said, when I'm in a dry fasted state, like even when I'm on liquids, it's like my mental clarity is there anyway, like it's there in the day-to-day. But when I'm dry fasting, like when I'm in that state of like there's nothing external coming in, but it's just an internal cultivation, like the clarity is just, the awareness is just sharp, like super sharp, clear, crystal clear. Ideas come in, everything's there, everything is definitely there. The lights are on, and I'm definitely home. And there's a lot of people that are having the lights on, but there's nobody home. It's just an autopilot. The eyes just say everything. The eyes just tell the story. And yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. Okay, next thing. What have we got? Enhanced longevity and cellular regeneration. So when you start to fast, especially dry fasting, when you've gone so long dry fasted without bringing in any sort of external energy, you then, so I'm just thinking, do I go to the Chinese supermarket to get some mushrooms? I need to check if it's open, so I'm gonna have to, yeah, I think I might go. So with that, cellular regeneration, so when you go so long, they say typically it's 24 hours. When you go 24 hours dry fasted, you reach a stage called autophagy, and that's a cellular self-eating mode where your body starts to eat all the bad cells, and then they can start to regenerate. So your body's actually being fueled by the very bad cells that your body contains, which is amazing. But then something dawned on me, I think I spoke about it in a previous video, that actually for someone that's living a lifestyle similar to mine, surely, but very, very surely, the time in which it takes for me to reach into autophagy is gonna be shorter, because I'll be doing all these practices. It's a daily thing. I'm showing up every day, and it's just a daily thing of like, everybody may shower, but I take an internal shower through enemas. I have an external shower. I'm consuming things that are helping the cleansing in the morning, the rising. And I've been doing this over time, and also I've done a lot of juice cleansing over time. So surely my body is gonna get into autophagy much faster, which it does, and the signs show me that also. So for me, I'm daily cellular regenerating on a deep level, because I'm also supporting my body with the fuel needed for it to do that work. But yeah, it's over time. It's a consistency over time thing. It's not a oh, got this time frame, we need to be done by a particular time. It's a lifestyle, and I've said that it's a lifestyle. It's going to be a lifestyle. I'm going to continue on this path. I'm going to be on this journey. So when people are jumping on and off, like, I'm on this journey, like, this is my journey, this is my life, this is, yeah, I feel amazing for living this way. And the more and more, the longer and longer I go on this journey, the more and more I'm starting to see, that my body's requiring a lot less. I'm removing myself from so many things naturally, and that's definitely the blueprint. That's the, we all have the blueprint, we all have the information, but we just gotta re-tap back into that. But yeah, like, everything's telling me like what I should be doing, and that's right for me anyway. What else did I have on my list? I'm gonna make it not too long. I've also put down improved ability to tap into chi energy, prana. I've mentioned that briefly. And greater focus, patience, and enhanced balance. Yeah, the focus, the patience, like, it's all there. It's all there, and it's all a byproduct of fasting, cleaning, being in that state. I probably touch on these things quite often anyway. Some people may, I don't know if they do, some people may think, I might be talking about the same things, but it's because, well, people are doing the same things. So I guess I'm gonna have to keep talking about the same things, and just to help share the message. Yeah, basically. But yeah, it's been such a joyful experience doing what I'm doing. I thoroughly enjoy what I'm doing, and trust me, believe me when I say I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if I didn't enjoy what I'm doing. And I've always said it, like, there's nothing, nobody's got anything to me, nothing to my head to say I must do this. It's because I just feel good for doing it. And I'm so glad, I'm so thankful, I'm so blessed that I've come into this, or what should I say, I've awakened this information and this within me, not having to be in a place of like pain and suffering, that I'm able to really really thoroughly enjoy this journey. Like what I've been doing, what I've experienced, what I continue to experience, like it doesn't end. Like it actually does not end. The energy, the feeling, the height, like the height is heightening, the energy is cultivating, you know. I don't need to, I'm not someone that, I don't feel like I need to go to church to have this connection with source. I don't need to be going to retreats to have this connection with source. I don't need to do yoga or these things to have this connection. I know what the connection that I have is. I know how I feel. I know what I'm doing. And you have to think that many people are going to places and doing things outside of themselves to try and cultivate a connection that they can only get within themselves. Like everything that I'm doing is cultivated from an internal space, an internal space. I'm not rocky, I'm not depressed, I'm not having the experiences of people that are doing these very things or in these spaces or using these external things as an escape or to connect with other people that also have similar experiences or traumatic experiences that are keeping them looped in a loop. And actually there's no growth within that, because it's a place where people gather together. You know, the places I've suggested or said, or it's a place where people go to and then they start to grow and adapt from these spaces for their own enlightenment. But ultimately, like, the journey is always within, and the more outside of yourself you're chasing and moving towards, the further you're going to be away from yourself. You're just going to lose self and not being able to sit with self, not being able to, everything is an inward journey, to say the least, an inward journey. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you will be able to just thrive and grow into this beautiful space that's just awaiting for you. So as I said, I will be continuing to just share information. I'll be continuing to be on my journey. I'll be continuing to be a reminder that if you're going to continue to keep looking outside of yourself, you're going to be left with this disappointment. Yes, you may have brief moments of bliss, joy, happiness, whatever that may be, but it will be short-lived. It will be like a short fuse. It will be shortly lived. But when you start to cultivate that inner spirit, that inner energy, that inner vessel, that inner everything, that's where the beauty, the growth, everything's a byproduct of the inner peace. Every single thing is a byproduct. The joy, the love, the peace, the patience, the everything, I just can't even pinpoint, but because everything is the byproduct of the cleansed vessel. Like everything is within. Just because you can't see it, just because you may consume certain things and think you can get away with it, the body keeps a score. Whether you see it or whether you don't see it, your body keeps a score. So when you start feeling, oh, just feel pain all of a sudden, or you're trying to link what you feel to something you consumed or something that you have done, or something, or you just got up too fast. No, it's a byproduct of your lifestyle. Cause and effect. You reap what you sow. That's just the way it goes. That is just the way it goes. So nothing's coincidental, nothing's by accident. Everything is happening for a reason, and the sooner you realize that, the sooner you can make the changes, and the sooner you'll realize and see that your life will be changed for the betterment. Not saying you'll never experience have like certain experiences in life, but you'll definitely be able to deal with them in a much different way. Like, so they're not going to be as intense as they maybe once were before. It's a different ball game. It's a different life. It's a different everything. You know, there's people that talk this way that have, you know, there's less than a handful of people that I actually know of that have this similar mindset that I have, and the experience. So yes, I know that people have tapped into fasting and all this sort of stuff, but there's definitely levels and there's definitely layers. And yeah, we're scattered around the world, and I'm here, I'm in Birmingham, I'm in the UK, where it's cold, where you know, don't have the sun all the time, but I'm making it work for what it is right now. And if you're local, if you're in the UK as well, obviously I've got to be here for a particular reason. So I'm just showing you and being an example of hey, actually you can live this way, you can do these things, you can do all this stuff without having to pay so much money, going on a retreat, you know, paying thousands of pounds to work with someone. I share so much free information, and yes, I do have programs and charge stuff online, but everything I've spoken about, if you watch everything I've spoken about or read everything everything that I've written, you can put these things together and make it work, and you'll definitely see the benefits from doing so. But these programs and these stuff are for people that maybe want to take it to a completely another level. Maybe they're already on their journey, maybe they need help, maybe they need accountability and support. So that's why these things are there. And ultimately, if I could be like, that's my plan anyway, so like to be doing these things, like doing these videos and sharing all these sorts of information, my lifestyle, the foods, the creating, meal preps, all this sort of stuff, that's gonna be me, that's gonna be my life. I'm gonna travel, I'm gonna do all these amazing things. So yeah, like if you're tapped in, stay tapped in. Like, you tapped in for a reason. You're not tapped in by coincidence. You never just came across my page. No, you came across my page because your spirit wants more, you want more. It's just about when you want it, when you're going to take that plunge to take those steps, because there's not a perfect time. You have to just do it. You just have to just do it. You just have to start. You just have to go for it without thinking, really, because there's never going to be a perfect moment to do. There's not such thing. It just happens when happens when there's action. So yeah, I think that's all I've got to say, really. It's just another reminder. And yeah, like, it's great to get messages of people that are on their journey. It's great to definitely come into contact, having people reach out. Like, it's nice to know that this information is helping you on your journey, which I would assume it would, because this isn't just theory, this is like real lived experience. Like, this is how I am, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what I've been doing, I've been sharing parasites for those people that are saying they're not real, or they're just sharing other people's parasites. Like, I've been showing you mine, and I've still got to whole archive full of stuff that I've eliminated. So this is me showing you how I make certain foods. This is me showing you how I eat in a day, like really eating. You know, people that I live with can vouch and tell you what I've been eating, what I eat, how I show up, how the place smells from time to time, because I got the fermented foods going and I'm fermenting broccolis and all this sort of stuff. Like, I'm actually like a living testament of what I'm doing. The herbs, daily teas, I make tinctures, dehydrating stuff. Like, there's no shortcomings. Enemas in the morning, like taking up the bathroom space, make sure getting up a little bit early so that I'm not interfering with other people's routines. Like, I'm making it work. I'm actually making it work. So yeah, you know, whoever's meant to see this video will see this video. I don't stress about views or anything, because I know that whoever's meant to see it will see it. And you know, these videos are gonna continue no matter how far along on my journey I go. So whoever's meant to see certain videos, they're gonna see certain videos. But yeah, it's all on my YouTube channel. I'm all catching up now, so they're all there. The information's there, the journey's there. For people that I started the juice fasting, like, I've got the days of when I was fasting and done certain videos, so you can kind of follow along on that journey as well. It's all there. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. I don't know how long it's been. I think it's been about 20-30 minutes. But yeah, I hope you have an amazing day ahead, whatever you decide to do. And yeah, I'll catch you later. I will save this video so you can watch it back. But yeah, enjoy.